Hello and welcome to Demo Wolsung. Yes, we're going to be demoing Wolsung. It's a steampunk game set in a steampunk universe. Where we are right now is a quiet corner of the megacity Lioness. Yes. Lioness is the closest approximation, is kind of like London back in the Victorian times. But things are very different. We're in a land now where there's elementals, there's trolls, there are vampires that are so powerful that they could lay waste to an entire city, or there are dragons.
Dragons?
The size of mountains.
Ooh.
Okay?
What?
And you don't want to piss them off. Now, we're going to be learning to play this game. We're joined by Lukasz from MicroArt Studio, one of the creators behind Wolsung. And we're going to do this a little bit differently. So instead of just your usual two-player game,
we have a three-player game.
We've discovered that Wolsung scales really, really well. So if you and your mates want to have a really fast, hugely cinematic steampunk game, yeah, this is one you've got to try. So hopefully during the course of this demo game, you'll pick up a bit about what it's all about, and who knows, maybe you'll want to give it a try yourself. So myself, Justin, and Sam are all going to play. Now, Sam, you've picked a faction.
I have.
So who have you picked?
Well, I've chosen to play as the Triads. Now, the Triads are orc immigrants from the Far East who have come to Wolsung and have formed their own small, contained community in the Docklands, where they've become essentially a criminal syndicate and have their fingers in all the smuggler pies.
Smuggler pies.
Smuggler pies.
Right, okay.
Haven't you ever tried smuggler pie?
We've never tried smuggler pie. Okay, so what are they known for? What's the kind of... Can you give us a little bit more about the flavour of this faction?
Since they're the poorer immigrants, they don't have the resources of a lot of the others, but they do have great control over the ether, which is the magic of Wolsung, and they can control the mists that swirl around Lioness and use them to their advantage.
So they kind of lurk in the shadows and things.
Yeah, Big Trouble in Little China had nothing on these guys.
Awesome.
Right, well, Sam, you look a little like a character. Haha.
That's so cheesy. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Okay, so Justin, what faction have you selected?
All right, well, I've got the aristocrats. So
I know a joke about them, but it's not.
Just don't.
It's not for this show. Okay.
No. The aristocrats of the world are the upper crust of society, something a little more posh.
So they go, we're the aristocrats.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, basically, these are the guys who have all the money, all the power in the world.
Yeah.
So they're able to do what they want, when they want, however they want. So they can go out and fight crime as a hobby, they get all the best tech, they're just the best faction. I like them the best. Simple.
I'm going to have a go at this.
Right. Ha! I guess we know who's winning this game.
Bring it on.
Yes, he looks like an aristocrat. Anyway,
I'm quite enjoying this. It's rather spiffing. What did you say?
Now, among all these cheesy special effects, if we could even call them that, I have selected my faction. And I am going with the inventors. Now, I love these guys, okay? These are like the eminent scientists, okay? They're really competitive with one another, and they are only driven by the pursuit of knowledge and, of course, fame. They want to be known for all the things that they've done. I have a gnome who's riding around on a mechanical flea who can jump and do all sorts of chaos around the board.
Awesome.
I have what are called golems, which are like mechanical constructs that are autonomous, that can do the bidding of their scientific masters. These scientists have learned ways to kind of capture the elementals and put their essence inside the machines to create them, make them fly, make them burn, make them do whatever they want. However, my favorite is I have a little character called Ingrid. She's a very beautiful lady, but she happens to be a troll!
Yikes, that hurt my ear, thank you.
So, the trolls in Wolsung are fabulous. Guys, where do you get a load of this? So the trolls, they start out life much like you and me.
Hang on, let me get the soldier camera and point out the troll to me on the board.
Oh, well, why? Well, let's do it. So,
So, I'll pick this up here.
this is my little troll. Here, this is Ingrid. So the trolls start out life
That does not look like a troll.
pretty much like the rest of us. They're elegant. They're taller than normal. They're quite beautiful, and they're very, very civilized. However, they cannot escape the curse of trolldom, the hunger. So, as they grow older, they grow bigger, and the hunger and the desire to feed. And this continues until a point when they snap and they go feral. So, you could well find yourself in Lioness, in a club, sipping tea among the trolls, where they're having a very, very fine chat. And then they'll get up and they'll go and hunt their grandfather. Because trolls keep it in the family and they have to control their own.
So, your grandfather Mordecai snapped last weekend, and we're going to hunt him after crumpets this afternoon.
Clubs at the ready, gentlemen. So, anyway, I love the backstory. So, guys, here's what it is. I have come up with a mission.
Wait, let's see what's in store for you in the costume department.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
It was hardly worth the click. You guys got really cool costumes, and that's it. That's what we could come up with for science.
What?
The budgets around here are getting worse. Okay,
It had to go on the upper class, didn't it?
so
Before we go any further, I've got to get rid of this. It's cutting me into my throat.
I've come up with a mission. What I think is an immensely cool scenario. It's going to be played out over 3 turns because we don't want this to last all night.
Well, 3
okay.
rounds.
Yes, 3 rounds. So here's what's happening. It's late afternoon in this small corner of Lioness. The inventors are over in the boatyard, looking, working on the boat. Because what they're going to do is they're going to convert this boat and bring the essence of one of the elementals into this boat to turn it into some sort of contraption. There have been rumblings that a train has arrived. And this train is carrying a very special cargo because among all the scrap and barrels and components that you would find at a shipyard, there's a small box. And in that box is a diamond the size of Sam's head.
Not that big then.
It's called the Tear of Dakan. It's come from the kind of the mystic East, okay? And the thing about diamonds in Wolsung, and he'll correct me if I'm wrong, is they're very special because diamonds can focus the energy and the forces of some of the elementals and things like that. That are in it.
Basically, yes.
Very cool.
So, rumblings have went round the market and went round the shipyard, and they've even reached
The Ashen Oak Club.
the Ashen Oak Club,
Oh, yes.
which is here.
Oh, so this is where you've hid my faction. I wondered
So,
where they were on the board.
Justin's faction,
All
while
right,
all
well,
of this
let
is
me get
going
the
on,
soldier camera in here.
Okay.
All right, let's have a look.
they're in the...
Why is there a goat?
Because they're,
Why is my other hero diddling the maid?
because they're aristocrats. That goat is probably part of some weird initiation.
I guess I did say they could do what they want when they want.
Meh. Anyway, so Justin's guys are in the Ashen Oak Club.
Yep.
Sam, your guys are in the marketplace. So
They're keeping an eye, spying through the windows for blackmail material.
Maybe that was their goat.
we want our goat back. So, if you can imagine that this whole thing is all riddled with people and general populace, they're kind of hiding in the shadows. They all know that the Tear of Dakan is
Has
here,
just arrived.
but they all want it for their own particular
Sinister game.
reasons. Okay.
Well, I'm guessing Fifi and Fufu might want a new dog collar with a nice big gem on it.
Well, they got to make sure that the Fu Manchu doesn't get them first.
Oh!
Now-
Shit.
So, here's what we're going to do, okay? We're going to play out this scenario,
Yep.
and Lukash is going to keep us right and take
Okay.
us through all of the steps. So, Lukash, we have our little templates, we have a selection of dice, and each of us have our stat cards. And among our stat cards, we each have, 2 heroes?
Yes. 2 heroes each.
And those heroes have a kind of a points cost. And then whatever the points cost of your heroes, we can spend that
On the henchmen.
henchmen.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
The point is that you don't agree on the points limit for the game. You just agree on the numbers of heroes you use.
Yeah.
So this is your size of the game.
Okay, so our size of a game is a 2-hero game. So, I have Snorri Rothstein, and on the card, as you can see on the screen, you can see the number of actions that he can take, you can see the number of inches he can move, you can see the number of dice he can roll in a fight, you can see his strength, you can see guns, which is the number of dice he can roll in shooting, and you can see reflex.
You can also see the suit at the top left corner,
suit.
which will come into play later.
Now, as well as that, the top right-hand corner, you can see the points cost for this particular hero, and then you can see things like his little special rules, like Natural Engineer, Golemic Flea, and his magic abilities, etc. are there. Okay, so I have Snorri Rothstein, I have the magnificent Ingrid Rangvaldator Troll, and then for my henchmen, I have a lab assistant, who's quite a lot of fun in this game because he chucks vials of
Random
chemicals.
chemical, go!
I have a golem servant, and I have the mirror servants that work for Ingrid and her laser gun. Okay?
Very cool.
So, Justin, what have you got?
Right, well, my first hero, and my personal favourite from the entire range, I have Archibald Armstrong. He's basically a big tank of a guy with a mechanical arm. Now, we were playing a couple of demo games earlier. He rammed his fist through a window, grabbed the guy on the other side after punching him in the face a couple of times, and ripped him out of a building, which was really, really cool.
I like that.
I then have Zachary Freshbatten III. I think I've said it right.
Fierce button, the third.
Freshbatten III. Sorry. Again, I have a melee character. That's Master Armstrong, and a shooting character. Although apparently he's a bit of a spoiled child and couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
Justin said a shooty character.
Oh, thank goodness! I actually didn't. I actually did think you said the other.
Yes,
one.
apologies. For my henchman, I have the housemaid, because
Okay.
we need the local help. We have butler. We then have the hounds. I get 2 hounds because of Zachary. So that's Fifi and Fufu. I then have, and I apologise if I butcher this name, Abhinav Singh, I think.
That's correct.
Who is an orc, if I'm not mistaken, who is a better shot than Zachary.
So he's a manservant. He'd be from
Yes.
Dakan, wouldn't he?
Yes,
So,
he would be.
okay.
Yeah, so perhaps that's how the Ashen Oak Club found out about the transport. You may have heard it.
Quite
Sam?
possibly.
What have you got?
Well, my 2 heroes, I have Hisao Shiryu, who is a mage and a master at manipulating the mists. Backing him up, I have a guy called Phoenix, who is a close combat monster with a great big flaming sword and the ability to do Hadouken!
Well,
Totally Street Fighter, that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can.
okay.
Backing them up, I have an assassin called Shade, who comes in with some twin crossbows. And Onryu, or is it Unryu? Yeah, well, who is another close combat fighter with steampunk legs to help her go hopping around the place.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, this sounds awesome. Okay, so, look, Ash, we're ready, okay? Our factions are deployed.
Yeah.
We roughly know what we have to do. At least we know where we have to go. We'll work out what we have to do when we get there.
Yeah.
What are the first steps to starting a game, then?
To start the game, you first need some playing cards.
Okay.
So I'll just deal with some cards.
How many cards do we each get?
5 each. This is based on the number of heroes you use.
So it's base 3 plus 1 for each hero, yeah?
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, let's see what
I've
we've
only got 4 here.
Oh dear, oh dear. Mr. Pitch, one more then.
Thank you.
Okay. Right. Well, Sam, there's a 5th one there.
Oh,
Yes. Damn it,
my
you're
bad.
forward.
My bad. Sorry.
Okay, so we have our cards.
Yep.
Can I have that other one back?
No.
What's the next step?
The next step is to decide who is the first player. So we'll do this by just picking a card, and the highest card will go first.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll take one.
Okay, I got an 8.
I got the King of Clubs.
I got a 7.
Looks like it's me.
It looks like it's
Like
Justin.
it's you.
The aristocrats bought their way into the beginning.
And from this point on, clockwise.
Yeah.
Okay.
So me, Sam, to Warren. Okay. Right. So who would I like to activate first?
So the activations work on the basis of you activate a model.
Yep.
You do the number of actions that that model can undertake, and it's on the stat card.
Yep.
And then whenever you're finished, then moves to the next player who activates a model.
Yep.
Does what he can do with that model. Then it moves on. So
Well, I'm not sure. I think there's one thing I need to do first, which is the good master sing.
Yes.
Because he's an infiltrator. So if I
Right.
grab the soldier cam, you'll see that I have, just let it get up and into focus, I have 3 tokens dotted about the board. So these are the possible locations where he could turn up.
now you were able to select those locations yourself
Yes.
just before the game started.
Yes, but I don't get to pick exactly where he is unless I get lucky. So I have a test to do. So how many dice do I get for the test?
You roll your reflex number of dice, so it's 4.
Okay, so 4 dice, please. And I'm looking
Here you go.
for 4s to succeed. So
Now, this is one of the great things about Wolsung, and one of the things that makes it so simple, is that every test you do, pretty much, is a 4+.
Yep.
So everything tests, all the combat is done on a 4+, all the shooting's done on a 4+.
Yep.
So the only thing you need to remember is a 4+.
yeah, so here's the way I'm going to do this. If I get 1 success, Sam will pick one of the 3 points. If I get 2 successes, I think you pick one of the points, yes?
You pick 2 points.
Oh, there are 2 points that he can come in from. If I get 3, I can pick where he goes, because it's all 3 are open. And if I get 4, it's
basically
just
the
really
same.
lucky. So, how many do I get? I get 2. So, Sam, pick a point.
I shall pick that one.
This one?
Yes.
Warren, pick a point.
Well, I'm
So
gonna,
there's one here and one here.
yeah, I'm gonna pick way over there. So,
This.
Right,
yes.
so I have the option of these 2 points for him to turn up on then. Now, if I go here, I've got a nice line straight down into your faction.
yes, I noticed that.
Yes.
So did I.
If I pick here, I've got a great view of the zone here.
Yes.
So I think I'm going to put him over here. Because even though he's really far away from you, I'm covering the diamond. So, we remove our little token.
So what is he? Is he a kind of a sniper, or?
He's a sniper. He also works alongside Zachary to a certain effect, but we'll come to that a little later.
Yeah, this is one of the other great things about Wolsung, is all the characters can buff each
Yeah,
other.
they have great synergies with each
Yeah,
other.
so and all these synergies will come to play. Okay, so you've that done.
Yep.
Now you can take your turn, yes?
Yes, now I can take my turn. So,
Okay.
the first person I'm going to activate, well, I guess it would be him, seeing as he's already came into play. So, I'm going to see if I can take a shot. Now, I think, if I'm right, 24 inches is the maximum range.
Yes.
So, I'm going to try and see if, is there anyone down in there I could shoot?
Yes, definitely. There's the Phoenix or the Hisao Shiryo. I
think I'll
don't
shoot-
think you can see any of the henchmen, though.
Okay, I think I'll take a shot at Phoenix. So, that will go off my gun stat, so I will get 4 dice to start.
Yeah.
We then have to measure, am I within 8 inches?
Well,
Don't
here's a
think
tape
so.
measure, and you can see whether you're within 8 inches. I don't
I would
believe you
say
are.
no.
No.
No. So I would say I'm definitely within 12 inches. So because of that, I lose 1 dice.
Okay, so this is
But-
all to do with that gun stat
But
line.
then you are elevated, which means
Yep.
that you gain 1 die.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you also appeared this turn from infiltration, which means you again lose 1 die.
Yep. So I'm on.
I'm in
3 dice.
Phoenix is in soft cover,
Yes, it's soft cover.
so is that -1 to the shot?
No, it's +1 for your reflex.
I see.
Defense.
Okay.
You
So
then
let me
have your-
just get this clear, okay?
Okay.
So your shot, you were -1 because you were over 8 inches.
Yep.
You were +1 because you were elevated position.
Yep.
But you were -1 because you came into play this turn.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Now, Sam has a couple of options for his defense.
I can either, what was it? I can either hit the deck,
Yeah.
or I can just do nothing and trust
Yeah,
in my
man up
reflexes.
and take it.
Yeah. I'm just going to stay put. I'm not going to go down.
So
enough.
Justin is rolling based on his gun stat. What stat is Sam rolling on? Is it his reflex stat?
Yes.
or-
Yes, it's the reflex.
Reflex.
Yeah. Reflex +1 because of my
Yes,
cover.
because of the
And the
cover.
reflex of your character is
4. So I'm
you're
5
rolling
dice.
five.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a long shot, but I might get it. And there are other things I can do. So I got absolutely nothing.
I got 4 successes.
So it doesn't matter what Sam got because Justin got nothing in the
That's
first
a miss.
instance.
Yes,
Okay.
but if I wanted to, I could start spending the red cards from my hand.
This is a henchman model.
Fair point.
That only works on the heroes.
Yes, so we'll come to that when we get to a hero. So that'll be my activation done. That'll now pass to Sal.
You only used your first action.
Right. So do I get a second shot?
Yes, you can. You can also
Excellent.
move somewhere if you want.
Now's a good time to
think
talk
I'm
about
gonna-
actions, actually, Lucas. So, on the card, you get the number of actions, okay?
Yes.
And most characters get more than one action. So
Yeah,
they get
most of
they
them get 2 actions.
Yeah.
An action can be move or shoot or charge.
Yes.
And there are long actions and then there are short actions.
There are normal actions and quick actions.
Normal
and-
actions and quick actions.
Yes. Quick actions can be made combined with the move.
So a quick action is something like if he was able to fire a pistol, he could do that combined with the move.
Yes.
Okay. So these are normal actions that Justin's
these are
taking.
normal actions.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have another action. I'm going to take another shot.
Okay.
So do I still lose the 1 dice for having come
Yes,
into play
because
this
this is for all your actions, this activation.
Okay, so I have another 3 dice.
Which means Sam has a
And I'm
5
still on
again.
fire. You're still shooting at Phoenix.
Yes, I think I will continue to shoot Phoenix. So I get 1 success.
I get 4 successes again.
That's
a miss again.
absolutely nothing.
So it bounces off the little.
Yeah, the little market stall.
Yeah.
I think they've hid something in there.
There's a poltergeist in here with us.
Okay.
Perhaps one of the ethereals.
Maybe some,
So Sam, it's now your turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So who are you going to activate?
I'm going to activate Hisao Shiryu, who is going to hop over that stall. He's quite nimble for an old man.
Yeah.
So he has a movement of 5 inches. So he's moving
Just let me grab the.
single inch.
Handycam here, Sam.
This guy here.
So where are we going from here?
From here, he's moving the rest of his movement over to there.
Yep.
And then I am going to use his ability of Mist Maker to enshroud the mist around us all and block
Okay.
the line of sight from your gentleman.
A good
And
choice.
that's an automatic.
That's a quick
automatic
action.
success. It's
Automatic
just an action
success.
without any test. Yes.
Is that the end of your turn?
No,
Sam?
I have another
Action.
move action I can make. I forgot. Mist Maker's a quick action, isn't
Yes.
that it? In that case, can I take that back and do it at the end of that movement?
If
Sorry.
the guys
Will
allow.
you
Yes,
guys
go
allow
ahead.
me?
Oh,
All
go
right,
ahead.
go ahead.
Sorry,
So-
guys. Okay.
So
He is going to move another 5.
You measure along the battlefield.
Ah, yes. Sorry.
So measurements in Wolsung are always done
horizontal.
horizontal
well,
like that.
the movement measurements.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're moving, you measure in that. You don't have to start
Moving
going
up or
like
down is calculated, is already included in the difference in the movement you have over difficult terrain.
Yeah. And since I'm going upstairs, I don't have to
Stairs
bother.
are always clear terrain.
this. So
Correct.
stairs are clear terrain,
Yes.
but jumping up on top of a stall or something like that is that
If
counted
it's
as
up to
difficult?
3 inches tall, then you can jump up or down, and it counts as difficult terrain, halving your movement.
Having your movement. Anything more than that is considered impassable, and
Exactly.
you can't do it. Okay.
Well, I just popped the mist there in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah, he let off the gas just there.
Awesome. Right. I believe it's my turn.
It is indeed your turn.
Okay, so I am going to activate my Snorri Rotstein, okay? Now, I believe the first thing he can do is activate one of his minions or one of his golems.
Yes. He can place a golem in base-to-base contact with
So he gets a golem and places it in base-to-base contact. So you can get some footage of this, Justin,
yep.
while we're doing this with the soldier cam.
Yep.
So
Just let me get it into focus.
he's finished his conversation with Ingrid and he says, "Tally-ho, Ingrid, it's time to go and grab that tier of the can."
I heard some shots fired.
Let's see what's going on. So, now, he's on a flea. and he's going to jump. And the flea can do basically heroic moves all the time.
All the
okay.
time.
Now, what is the difference between a heroic move and a normal move?
Heroic move allows you to ignore difficult terrain, so count it as clear terrain, make some climbing action and some jumping action.
Okay. So the first thing he's going to do is jump. Okay. So he can jump, according to his movement, he can jump 5 inches.
Yes.
Okay. So 5 inches will take him to there.
Yes.
Now, on this occasion, he actually takes the golem with him because the golem, because he was in base contact, he's able to take him with him.
Exactly.
Can he take him with him in the second jump?
Unfortunately not. This is a special ability of Snorri and allows him to take one model for a ride for one action.
So it doesn't have to be the golem. It could be one of the others.
It can be any model. And you can even take models out of melee.
Ooh, that's useful.
That's
That
interesting.
is interesting. Okay. Right, so that was my first turn. Now, my second turn. What shall I do? Well, I believe I'm going to do the only thing that I can do, and I'm going to make another jump and start to go towards that tier of
You can possibly just jump up the roof.
Can he go as high as that?
Well, I don't know. If you can definitely go up to the stall, and from the stall up, it's less than 5 inches.
Yes.
So you can make it in one go.
Right. Now, that'll be interesting. So he's going doing and doing. Now, that would have been considered difficult terrain.
This is difficult terrain, and this is climbing.
And this is
Now,
climbing.
Now, climbing is a heroic move and needs to be finished with base contact with the climbed wall.
Okay, so I don't want to ruin my model, so
Yeah, I think we can allow him to be
I
in a
believe we
little
can
bit.
all agree that he's right
Yeah.
there.
It's close enough.
That's fair enough.
Now, he was able to do that because of the heroic moves of the flea.
Yes.
He counts difficult terrain as just normal terrain, so he was able to go his full movement.
Yes.
And then, how far can he climb?
Up to his base movement allowance.
Okay, and is that on top of the move that he made before?
Yes.
Yes? Wow. Okay. Right, so that ends my turn. So, Justin,
Okay,
back
so
over to you.
I am on to my next activation. So if I give you this, I think it's time to start getting some of my troops out of the Ash and Oak Club.
Yes.
First, though, I'd like to take this jacket off because otherwise I'm going to drop. Oh, big heavy thing. So,
Was there any point in us getting all dressed up?
there was, but trust me, I don't want to die on camera. Anyway, I think
Aw.
I'm going to activate the butler next.
Yep.
And the butler is going to do something very ungentlemanly and jump through the window. So he's
Right.
bailing out. So even though his base can't fit through here, the creators of Wolsung have allowed it so that you can just bail through.
If
So-
your miniature could fit through the space.
Yes.
Exactly.
So if the miniature can fit through a space, it doesn't really matter the base size.
Yes, you just cannot finish the movement there.
Okay.
Yeah. So between there and there, I can definitely get out within 2.5.
Yeah.
So he
Now it's considered difficult terrain, which cuts his
Yes.
movement in half.
Exactly.
and the butler's normal movement is 5. So he jumps out through the window in a very ungentlemanly fashion and ends up there.
He's a bit of a hero butler, isn't he? So it's
Well, I think he's seen what Archibald's doing to the maid.
okay.
The problem is, though, that after this, he's got to go back and clean it all up.
Yeah, and there was
Probably.
a perfectly good door there that he could have used that I didn't notice till now.
Well,
Okay.
you couldn't get to the door through your miniatures because
Let's get a look at this.
there was not enough room between the bases of the models to fit the body of your model. So between your models, you can go if there is not enough room for your base.
I see.
But there is not enough room for the body of your model.
Okay.
I see. Right, so he now has his second activation.
Yes.
So he is
action.
just quite happily going to scamper across here, his 5 inches, to there.
Okay.
Oh, and do not take the card with me and don't break the table. So that's that. I now
Is he
take-
going to shoot the lab assistant?
He might give a shot at it. Is the lab assistant?
Well, he's
Well,
activated
let's
twice
find
already.
out.
Possibly.
Yes,
Find out.
but he
There's
has
the
a
lab
pistol.
assistant.
Oh,
have a
yes,
tape.
of course. Yes.
So
Wait, it should be
There's
noted,
the butler.
should be noted that, what was it, because he has a pistol, he can
Yes.
still fire.
it's yes, the pistol is a quick action to shoot. So let's see how far away she is. I would say that's just under 12 inches.
I think that's a he, Justin.
Okay.
Definitely a he.
Well, I didn't really look, but here's the problem. The butler...
That's a lot of your relationship summed up right there.
Yeah, so, anyway, the problem I have is my butler has a guns value of 2.
Correct.
So I lose 1 for having moved, and I lose 1 because it's over the 8 inches. So he can't shoot. Unfortunately, out of range. Yeah. So, Sam, it's on to your activation.
Okay.
But I could be sneaky if I really wanted to. No, I won't.
No, explain to us what you could have
what
done.
were you
What I
gonna do?
was planning to do was steal the activation from you,
Oh.
which allows you to basically say I wanted to steal the activation. I would bid 1 card. You would then bid a card from your hand if you wanted to stop me. And Warren, you could get in on this as well.
So I could try and steal the activation for myself.
Yes,
And it's whoever bids the highest card
wins.
the activation.
Yeah. So, not just yet. I don't think we're in the position for that just yet, but maybe
Okay.
later in the game we'll use it.
Right.
So, I will take the soldier cam back. Sam, who are you moving now?
I think I shall move Shade. Yeah,
So- Shade?
that's my crossbow-wielding assassin.
So, see Shade.
Yeah.
I have a fabulous tactic for you, Sam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? If you move Shade right up to the door of the club, does that mean that Justin can't get out the door?
Well, there's windows there.
Oh, he could go out the window.
Although
of
he
course,
is
yeah.
quite a portly fellow, he might have a little bit of trouble.
Have a trouble getting through.
Great image now of him trying to dive out the window like the butler and getting stuck like Winnie the Pooh.
And the goat?
Sing! Get me out! Okay, she is going to move up over to there. And because she has crossbows which are quick,
Yep.
she's going to fire at the butler.
Okay, and
Right.
check the range.
Yep.
See,
Can you
It'll
take the range for me, please?
This.
definitely. See if if
top
the butler is in cover or not. Well, the range is just above 8 inches.
Okay, so I'm at -1. I have
-1 for moving.
yeah.
Yes.
So I'm at -2. So I'm on 1 dice.
Okay.
So, Warren, if you'll take
Yeah.
that, my butler is now on his reflexes. And his reflex is 3, so I get 3 dice.
Yep.
He's not going to duck and cover, because I think I'm okay with Sam having 1 dice and me having 3. So I will roll my 3. Sam, roll yours. I got 1 success.
I got a 3, so no success.
So he's
Okay, so
absolutely
nothing
fine.
happened.
I have
Okay.
fast shot, so I could fire again, but at -1, so I can't shoot.
Yeah, you would have 0.
Okay.
But
So-
do you have a second
I
activation?
do,
then?
because that was quick, so I can still
Yep.
move. So she is going to...
Are you moving up and around onto the platform, I assume?
Yep, up round to there.
And are you going to shoot my butler again?
Who else is in sight?
No one really.
Yeah, it'll...
Maybe the sick.
Ooh.
Oh,
But
you,
he's-
yes.
But
you-
that is
you-
out of
far
range.
out, yeah.
Take a long shot.
No, I'm going to shoot the butler again.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the butler is getting shot again. So I will take my 3 dice again.
From this angle, I think you will get at least cover 1.
Okay, so I gain.
I find
one
his
extra dice.
posh manners disgusting.
Now, you are in close range, if we measure. You are
If within 8.
within
definitely,
8 inches. Yep. So that means that you are in a close range of your weapon.
So that gives me a +1.
Yes.
Yep. Well, not a +1. It doesn't give you a -1.
No, it gives me a +1.
Oh,
Within
right.
8 inches, +1.
Oh, fun.
Okay, so I have +1, so I'm on 4. Another one because I'm elevated, I assume.
Yes.
But -1 because I moved.
Yes.
Yep.
So
So
I'm on 4 dice.
4 to 4. I think this time the butler is going to have to turn tail and duck.
Oh,
So I believe that's 2 extra dice for my defense.
Exactly. But you are toppled.
Yes, which means I have to spend an activation getting back to my feet next turn.
Okay, so we'll just put a little counter, a little marker down there to say that he's been toppled.
Yep.
okay.
So,
Let's see how
And
this
he's
goes.
toppled regardless of the result.
Yes.
Okay.
he has basically decided, I don't like this. I'm getting my ass on the ground.
Okay.
I got 4 successes.
I got 3 successes.
Ooh.
That's a hit.
I got
That's a hit.
over.
That's
I got over as well. Is
That's
that
a critical
Yes.
hit.
That's a
In this,
critical.
in Wolsung, you hit the active model hits when you roll equal to the number of successes the defender rolled.
Yep.
So if he had rolled 3 and
I had
you
rolled
rolled 3,
three.
that would have been considered a hit.
Yes.
And I would take
And
the
then
damage.
each one over that is considered a critical
Yep.
a critical hit.
Yes.
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 Okay, so explain to us how that works then.
Well, the critical hits just add +1 to the damage of the weapon you are using. So if you look at your crossbow, it has a strength of 4.
Yep.
So one critical hit means that you hit with a strength of 5, actually.
Okay, so that would be 5 damage done to Justin's butler in this
Exactly.
instance.
Yes. So I will put a little 5 damage blood counter onto my
However-
butler's card.
However, can Sam boost that damage with cards or anything
Well,
like that
if
as
this
well?
was a hero model, could.
Okay, so henchmen obviously don't get to use the cards, but
Yep.
the heroes, if that had been a hero model, he could have played cards from his hand.
Yes. If you could,
boost
if you
that.
had the right cards, you could just kill the model outright.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I then get a second shot at -1 dice because of the fast shot.
Okay.
Here we go
Essentially,
again.
what she's doing is she's running through, letting fire with repeater crossbows.
So the first one is
Yeah.
going straighter, and then the second one's a bit of a quick fire.
Yeah,
okay.
It's from the hip.
Uh-huh.
Right. So because
Okay.
I decided to go down that turn, do I still retain the bonus?
Yes, as long as you are toppled, you still have the bonus.
Excellent. So
So you're on 4 dice.
6 dice.
6 dice.
I'm on 3.
You're on 3.
Yeah, I
so
doubt this is going
You
to
want your luck to hold out for you here.
Yeah.
Right, finish
Come
the butler off
on.
here. Oh no, I've got 4 successes.
I've only got the one, so
Okay.
yeah, that one's
So nothing happened
Yeah.
that time.
Yes.
that one pings off by his ear and takes off a chunk of the concrete.
Okay, over to me.
Yep.
Now, at this point, Lukash, I'm going to pick your brain because I want to talk tactics, okay? Specifically of the synergies between Ingrid and the mirror servants. So here I have Ingrid.
Just let me
So
get around
Ingrid
this.
is on my boat at the moment, okay? And I have the mirror servants, okay? How do they work together, and what are the kind of the techniques that I can use
Well,
with them?
the mirror servants are a special kind of golem that is only available to Ingrid. She built them herself, and she has a weapon that has unlimited range, and it is an optical weapon, like a beam weapon. So, as you can imagine, you can just reflect the beam from mirror to mirror. So, what
So
you are...
she can shoot round corners.
Yes.
Multiple corners because there's 3 of them.
Yes.
How cool
Oh,
is
Oh.
that?
Moreover, if you manage to get such a layout of the mirrors that you can have a beam crossing over a model multiple times, then this model will take multiple instances of damage.
Oh.
Oh, I love
cool.
this.
that is
Okay,
awesome.
right. So, in that instance, then it makes more sense for me to activate the mirror servants to start to get them into position
Yes.
before I activate Ingrid. Okay, so they get one action, and that action will be to obviously move
Yes.
them.
And they
into
have to
position.
be activated at the same time, all of them.
So all 3 activate in the one
Yes.
go.
They don't have to remain within any set distance within each other.
Now, the great thing is they can move 7 inches, so I get quite a lot of movement here. I'm just going to take that tape measure.
Oh. I'll move out the way.
Okay, so the first one, I'm going to move 7 inches in this direction to try and give me a mirrored line of sight. So it can hit the model anywhere, and what direction does it go from the model? It goes
Yes.
any direction, yes?
Yes.
So if I wanted to create a line of sight from Sing the Sniper down to...
Well, this actually would be blocked by the cargo.
Yes.
But if you could have, for example, this turn, move this little mirror golem
Yeah.
up to here, the next turn, thanks to... okay, that's not really working.
No. So, however, it may just take a turn or two to get these guys into a good position. I also have to take into account it's very unlikely that anything is going to come around this side of the table now.
Yeah,
All the
most
action
likely.
is starting to focus here.
Yeah.
So,
We want that diamond.
if I start to move to try and get some of these guys onto the high ground, could the bug at some point retrieve one of them and take him up to
Yes,
the
he
top of
could.
that? Okay. So I'm going to move this guy straight forward to here. And this one, I'm going to move to here to start giving me some options. Can they jump?
No, they can't.
They can't
only,
jump.
Only the heroic move allows you to cross such obstacles.
Okay, so let me move it forward like that. Okay, so by doing that, I now have started to move some mirrors into position so as I can fire my laser weapon. I'm a firing my laser. Okay, so Justin, that's back over to you now.
Yes, I think next I'm going to...
Every time you take a turn with a character, what you should actually do is tap the cards.
Yes, well-
Or in my instance, what I'm doing is just turning them upside down so as I know who I've activated and who I haven't activated.
Right, well, next up I'm going to activate Zachary. And even though he's the spoilt child, he does have a couple of cool abilities.
Actually,
You're
You're
going
not.
to try and stop me.
yes, I'm going to try and steal.
Do aces count as high or low in this game?
Pardon me?
Do aces count as high or low?
Yes, the aces are the highest card. The highest
Okay.
card is the ace of spades.
Yeah, are you trying to tell me something here, Justin? Are you?
Maybe. Could be psychological warfare.
I think you're bluffing. So I'm going to steal the activation.
All right, I'll put mine down. Sam, do you want to try and bid for it?
No, actually, I shall let it go.
Okay. So, Warren,
Right? What did you get?
ace of diamonds.
You did put down an ace.
Yeah.
Right.
What
okay.
did
All
you
right, well,
put,
let's see
Warren?
what you've put. Ace of spades, you jackass! You absolute jackass!
To paraphrase a genius, it's the only card you need.
Right, so Warren has stole an activation off me now.
All right. Now this, I'm trying to buy myself some options, okay, to try and start to make some inroads. So I have Ingrid that I can activate. I have the Golem Servant who I can activate. And I have the Lab Assistant who I can activate. Now Ingrid, interestingly enough, has 2 actions, okay? And if she has effectively an unlimited range, if I get down here and see who Ingrid can actually see. Oh, she can't see anybody from there. However, it's considered a normal action to shoot her weapon.
Yes.
Okay? And if she moves, it's going to be -1 dice on the weapon.
No, because you don't have any move penalty to the weapon. It's just a normal weapon.
Perfect. So could she, because this is less than 3 inches, jump to the top of this generator
Exactly.
and then take a shot from there?
Yes.
Now, the other thing that I can do apparently is, because she's a hero, I could spend a card to get her to do that initial move. Is that correct? Or how does
yes,
that
it
work?
is. But if you want to move only this distance, then as this is below 3 inches,
Yeah.
then it's only classified as difficult terrain. So your movement is only halved. So you're still moving enough for your
To get where you're going.
yes, to get
Okay.
where you're going.
But I can't buy her a third action, basically, by spending a card. Okay. So,
There are some spells that can do this.
right. Now, so that's my first action spent. Okay. My second action then is I'm going to take a shot all the way over here to sing. Okay.
That's a hell of a long shot. That's
Gonna make
right
you
across
sing.
the board.
I have faith in Ingrid. I believe she can do it.
Well, I will put the camera down because I will need to be doing something about this.
Okay, so to give you a little soldier's eye view of what we're seeing there, there is Ingrid. Okay,
And here is Sing,
and there's
right on the other side of the board.
Where he's been sniping at my innocent little triads.
Innocent?
How could you?
I'm sorry, innocent triads?
Right. Okay, so she rolls 4 dice for guns. Okay,
And she doesn't suffer any penalties for range.
she doesn't suffer any penalties for range. She's not elevated, so she doesn't have any bonuses. So straight
she doesn't.
4 dice.
I, however, am elevated and have part of my mini covered.
Okay.
So I would call at least some cover on that.
Yes,
What was
this is
it?
a partial cover.
Yep.
So this is +1, and elevation because you are higher than 3 inches than she is. So it's +1.
Yep, so I have 6 defense dice,
Okay.
which I can live with quite happily.
Right, let's see. So,
2.
I have 1 and a cocked dice, so 2.
That's a hit.
Sing takes the hit.
No, so I've made a hit.
Yes.
Can I then spend a card to try and increase that
Yes, you
hit?
can, and the sync can do nothing about it.
Okay. So, and what color of cards do I have to spend?
For shooting, you are looking at red cards.
Red cards.
Any red card.
Any red card. Okay. So I'm going to spend a red card to increase that. Is now a critical hit.
Yes.
Yep.
So whereas previously the damage of this weapon was
The strength
4.
just on the...
strength 4, it is now strength 5.
So my sing has took 5 points of damage.
And how many points of life does Sing have?
8.
8. So if I spent another one, I could take 6 damage. Yes.
If you had 3 red cards or 2 red cold cards, then you would kill him outright.
So
I'm glad you spent that ace. Or does
It was a
count?
black ace. It was an ace of spades.
Yes.
So if I spent 3 red cards, I could kill him outright.
Yes.
Yeah, well, let's do that then. Okay. So, so one dead Sing.
Uncalled for. Party fun.
I'm glad I let you have that turn now.
Right.
Oh,
Sniped.
So those cards are now spent.
yep, he is now dead. Thank you.
And
First blood.
Justin, I believe it's
Yes,
your
it now
turn.
passes to my activation.
Yes.
Right. This time, I'm going to activate Zachary. I'm going to have him move out through the door. So, Warren, if you want to grab the soldier camp.
Doesn't he have to check to see if he can escape the goat?
Are we really going to do this? I know you had said beforehand we were, but are you really going to do this?
Every Wolsung is tested on a 4, so it's going to have to be a 4+ to see if he can get away
I
from
think
the
it
goat.
should be a reflex test.
A reflex.
If he doesn't get away from the goat.
Reflex of 3.
Reflex of 3
What
is
do
a
you
4+.
think would be the difficulty of the test?
Because if he doesn't escape the goat, he can get out, but the goat goes with him. Okay?
No, I just think the goat headbutts him through a window.
Yeah, that would be great.